day, and unfortunately, I'm tickling in my throat. So I'm going to be a game time decision for tonight. I will post as soon as I can, but I might have to sacrifice tonight to be able to go on tomorrow for our 2 picks tomorrow. We'll see. But yesterday was yesterday was lying season to the max, so I'm glad I wasn't like super available yesterday. But this has got me feeling like we really just have to hold the line, and I'm gonna be feeling through those first 9 picks exactly like William Wallace from Braveheart. I do not want to see any of our draft capital gone. We need 18 more players on this roster. We're going to try to keep it factual today. We're going to try to not go into speculation with this video. This is going to be a recap to help those see where the roster is right now and where the salary cap is. The salary cap is gone. So we'll pull that up first with this, and you can see 46 players on the 53-man roster right now. Add 7 from the draft. You know, maybe a couple of those, maybe the 7th rounders don't make it. You never know until we get through camp. But that is the 53-man roster at that point. But we only have 72 total players on the roster, and we need 90 for 90-man camp. So there will be 18 total added between today and the beginning of 90-man camp. And remember, as soon as the draft is over, the second the draft is over, they will start signing the undrafted free agents. So that will happen immediately. So you can see there, this does include the rookie pool. This does include practice squad. So we're out of salary cap as it stands right now. There's some things they can do to alleviate a little of it. But one big thing to note here is 2025 and 2026, because we've backloaded a lot of those contracts. Our salary cap for next year is already higher than this year with less players. You see all the UFAs, unrestricted free agents. So this is including a lot of these guys being gone, including all of our safeties. That doesn't include any of these safeties on the roster. The salary cap is expected to go up to 307, and some believe it could be upward of 326. But that shows that this next offseason, 2026 offseason, is not going to be anything like the 2025 offseason. We won't have those crazy signings. We need our draft picks. We need to be able to help this team grow long term. But a lot of these contracts, like TJ Edwards, his extension made it this year cheaper, but the next couple of years more expensive. And basically everyone's like that. Kyler Gordon, he didn't, this doesn't have, because this was what he was going to make this way anyways. But the extension makes next year more expensive for him. And it's that way with a lot of these. Grady Jarrett, $7 million up to $19 million. Dayo Odengbo, $8 million to $20 million. So a lot of those, the Piper's going to come calling. And it's just the way it is. So we'll see if Joe Tooney's extension gets done. I don't know if they really are planning on getting a Joe Tooney extension done. Braxton Jones, who knows what's going to happen now with that, because you look at this, and that's where the salary cap stands right now and next year with a lot less players. So they're going to have to get creative. We're going to start getting into this window where we need to hit a Super Bowl window to justify these contracts the way we've done it. But you go up to the top here and you can see the 53-man count here. And this is just according to last year and speculation combined. Not expecting Austin Reed to be on the 53-man roster, but the 90-man count right there. And, you know, some of these guys maybe will make the practice squad as the 16 practice squad members. But we'll have to end up seeing when all is said and done. Same thing over here. Ian Wheeler, I really want him to make the 53-man roster, especially over Travis Homer. But that's just a want of mine. We'll see where it ends up being. So again, 53-man roster count, 90-man roster count. And some of these guys, Samari Torrey, Miles Boykin, Maurice Alexander, John Jackson. Miles Boykin could make this roster. We'll have to end up waiting and seeing at the end of the day. Tyler Scott realistically could not make the roster. We'll just, again, wait and see. But 53-man, 90-man, when all is said and done, the big thing at the end of this, the only thing you can really deduce is where we stand with the salary cap. We are down to a minimal. There's nothing much we can do left with the salary cap. But 72 men on the 90-man roster. And we'll add 18 more between today, tomorrow, and Saturday, and then into undrafted free agency. So, and it could be league minimum vet contracts. Those won't affect the salary cap because they only count the top 51 to 53. So that's the big thing right there. 72 will be adding 18 more. So the rest of this, let's run through pretty quickly. I'm going to show you the schedule, the combine visits, the top 30 visits, the 90-man roster as it stands, and then each positional group. So we'll run through that fairly quickly. Here's the schedule as it stands right now. We stand right here on the draft. So today is draft day, and we're less than 12 hours away. In fact, we're closer to 10 hours away at this point. So that's going to happen today, and we'll know the future of the Bears here very shortly. Here's your top 60 visits from the combine. They get 60 visits. We know about 44 of them. So here's the ones that the Bears took that we know of. Here's the top 30 visits as they stood in last year. Almost every single one of them was a top 30 visit other than Torrey Taylor, every single one. I'm more interested, I think, in this area here to see which one of these guys will come in. I would expect Julian Ashby will be a Bear come training camp time. That usually happens when you have a position like long snapper. Some of these wide receivers, John Williams, if he makes it, Addison West, local prospects, that would be fun to see. But here's your 90-man roster as it stands now, and you can see we're at 72. So we have 72. We need to add 18 more. And I'm not going to go in depth on this, but you can kind of pause this if you want and look at it, see where things stand and where the Bears are headed from here. But that's the 90-man roster as it stands now. Here's our team needs. We have about 10 positional groups to fill in on this, 7 draft picks to do it, and then undrafted free agency. Here's your backfield, your quarterbacks, and your running backs. I'm not going to go through this in detail, guys. Number 1 for the voice. Number 2, if you want to pause it and look at it, you can. Uncover Chris Glazer there. Here's the offensive line, and we clearly need some help in the backup department. Center, left guard, right tackle, maybe left tackle starter. Who knows what's going to happen there. Receivers and tight ends definitely can use some additional help here. Oops. Where'd we go? Man. Chaos. Tornado on the screen. Defensive line obviously needs some help at defensive end and defensive tackle. We'll see what happens there. Your linebackers and your nickels, I wouldn't expect too much help in the nickel department, but we could bring someone for a 90-man camp. But Kyler Gordon and Josh Blackwell should be the 1-2 punch for this year for sure. Linebackers, I would expect a linebacker somewhere, maybe even an undrafted free agency. Cornerback and safeties. There's your cornerback and safety room. We need some help long-term here, but as of now, this is probably your main group for this year, but we can use some help moving forward. And there's your Bears who signed elsewhere. And then as the draft is today, I made this about a month ago, and I'm not going to change from it. I'm just going to say this is still the same spot I stand. Pick number 10, tier 1, I'd be elated with Tyler Warren, Mason Graham, or Kenneth Grant, or trade back. I get it if we get a defensive end, which I think could happen. And tier 1, I won't agree with any running back or an offensive lineman. Looks like I may not be agreeing tonight. We'll have to wait and see. Pick number 39, I'd be elated with a high prospect that fell, any prospect that fell there, a defensive end. I'd get it with a running back, linebacker, interior offensive lineman. I won't get it with an offensive tackle, cornerback, or anything else. And then 41, trade back, high prospect that fell, running back. So there's a lot of options that could happen tonight. So here is what I had for my favorites a month ago. Some of these have switched positions on the overall big boards, so they're not in the same spots. It'll be interesting to see where they end up. Like, for example, I think Cam Scadaboo has gone from 66 all the way down to 88. So who knows what's going to happen when it comes time. But I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a really fun off season. I will let you know before tonight if I'm able to go tonight. I had several people lined up, so I'm sorry if I disappointed anybody there. But I'll definitely be trying to go tomorrow. We'll see how things pan out. But the draft is tonight. We're 10 hours away, baby. So enjoy, you guys. This has been a really fun off season. It's been a really enjoyable time bringing this to you guys. The subscriber count has gone to over 10,900. We're almost to 11,000 on the subscriber count. So the channel keeps growing. Appreciate every single one of you. So with that, have fun tonight. I will probably go live. I'm not positive yet, but stay tuned. Chicago proud.